Alright, so we are on our beginning of day 2 of the Rust Belt Ramble. We are following Hubich Projects, Lemon's Little Yikes on Instagram. So now we're just going to see what today brings us. We'll keep you updated as we can go along. So the first stop of the day was the World's Last Hot and Now in Sturgis, Michigan. Unfortunately, they were closed, so we wasn't able to eat anything, but we got some cool bumper stickers. And then we just carried on to the next stop, which would be the Windmill Factory building in Kendallville, Indiana. The next stop was the 113-year-old Windmill Factory building in Kendallville, Indiana. It wasn't much to see there, but it was still pretty cool to see such an old building in decent shape. And then we moved over to the Mid-American Windmill Museum, also in Kendallville, Indiana. This is where we lost the Rice Krispie guy, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and we'll get more into that as we go along. The next stop would be the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum. When we pulled up, we were directed immediately into the car show area. You see some of the pictures from the car show. We were welcomed with open arms and got to see some neat cars and have some good conversation. It was definitely cool. I'd like to go back to that someday. It's almost like this company knew we was coming. They gave us the welcome sign for our Omni. Just some random pictures of cool buildings that I saw going through Fort Wayne. We was on our way to the Endless Loaf of Bread. This is in Fort Wayne, the Endless Loaf of Bread. I think it was, I don't remember the company, Wonder Bread?
So we are at the Sunbeam Giant Bread neat. Endless Loaf of Bread.
Definitely need advertising.
We're in Fort Wayne, Indiana currently. So far so good. Everything's working right. We got Alex over there. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not sure. I want to ask, but his is their little car. The Omni's still rolling. New construction stuff, whatnot. And we're about to head off to our next destination. Oh, I forgot to add, we are very saddened at Forgotten Dailies because I accidentally left Snap, Crackle, and Pop on the front of our car at one of our stops, and we lost them. So we are going to have a memorial for them sometime today, and very sad moment. So there, Alex is praying to the Rice Krispie gods.
Rice Krispie in the sky.
Rice Krispie in the sky. Good job.
Rice Krispitarian. Let us now take a moment of silence.
And Jackson's not paying any attention. Moment of silence for Snap, Crackle, and Pop. So this was called the Fun Farm in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Don't know what it is. It looked kind of boring to me, but you know, hey, it must serve some kind of a purpose. One of the daily challenges was to take a potato and decorate it to represent your team the best. So this is Turbo, our potato wrapped with tape and wheels. So since we lost Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Wilbur, the squeaking pig, became our new team mascot for the remainder of the rally until we could be reunited later. Just a random creepy barn church, I don't even know what it was, sticking through the cornfields in Indiana.
Our backup.
Well, the shoe tree has been located. And we have a pair of donated shoes. We're going to paint ours yellow for lemons. Oh, I hear our new mascot in the background. That's funny, the fronts don't hold paint very well. Well, we made it. We are somewhere in that general vicinity. I don't know, somewhere. So this was in Albany, Indiana. It was called the Shoe Tree. It's a grove of shoe trees. Some bonus points by putting your shoes in the tree. So we had to drive to go do that. So Wilbur decided that he had to have his picture taken with the shoe trees. Just some more random buildings that we saw as we was passing through Albany, Indiana. Thought they were pretty cool. I liked the car on the side of the mural there. It was neat. And then this clock was neat too as we passed through that town. This was the Four Presidents Corner in Monroeville, Indiana. The four counties are all named after presidents, and this is the corner where they all adjoin. My son, acting goofy, had to give a picture for his Nana of him smiling. She was requesting it. All right, so a couple of days ago we left Ohio into Michigan, and today we've been in Indiana most of the day, but right about now here, right here, we are officially back in our home state. So, that being said, we will be heading towards Lima, Ohio, and then venturing our way down through Bell Fountain into Columbus, Ohio, where we will be staying the night. Tomorrow, our route is taking us over towards Canton and clear over in the eastern part of Ohio, and then venturing ourselves back to Cleveland area, and then we're done and we'll be heading home. So far, knocking on some wood somewhere, I'm sure. The little car has been running great. I can't even really say we've had any issues. So we'll just keep plugging away and getting closer to home and getting more miles down so we can get this rally done and get back to the house. It's hot. We got no AC. And yeah, you can imagine what it's like. So thanks for following, and keep on coming around for more updates. So this was the original Lincoln highway marker in Van Wert, Ohio. The Route 30 used to run all the way across the United States. It still does, but it's been chopped up and moved around and stuff so many times. Still a lot of neat history along that route. Then we had to find the rally passed through town once held a Liederkranz cheese factory. This was in Van Wert, Ohio, and was a tough find. Luckily, I have a friend that lives in Van Wert, so that was definitely a helpful side that we had on that. So we definitely appreciate him. But nothing is there anymore. All the buildings are gone. All this new stuff has been put in place, so that's what happens. This is near Gomer, Ohio. It's called the Penguin Crash Wrecked Bird. I don't really know much about it. I guess you'd have to look that up, the history on that. All right, we are in Lima. We're going to pull up to the Cupies here and grab us a bite to eat. So at this time, we finally made it to Lima, Ohio, which is really close to home for me. I grew up not far from here, and growing up, we used to eat Cupies quite often, and even today, it is still a delicacy. I absolutely love Cupies. You should try it sometime. Alright, update for this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to call it. We've made it through Lima. We've made it through Indian Lake, and we are now currently 60 miles from Columbus. I don't know how many miles we've put on in the last 3 days because our speedometer, odometer cable decided it wanted to leave the party. So we're still rolling. We're behind Huber's Projects and Little Yikes, however you want to say it, whatever you want to look up on Instagram or YouTube, and their little meat Jeep, a mini, whatever. And we're going to go to the tallest elevation in Ohio. That is our next stop. And then I think we have one more after that, and then we're going to the hotel and call it a day. So I'll give you an update here maybe in a little while. We'll see. This is the oldest concrete street. I don't know if it's just in Ohio or across America. A lot of the parts are still there. It's actually pretty cool to see. Definitely some more history in Ohio there, and was cool to be able to drive on this particular street as well in the Omni. It was a little rough, but that's okay. Sometimes not everything is perfect. Most people would think that the highest elevation in Ohio would be on the eastern and southeastern side, but actually it's Bell Fountain, Ohio. This is the Piatt Castles in West Liberty, Ohio, and our final stop for the day. Beautiful scenery, beautiful castles. We could really only see the one, but it was definitely an amazing sight to see. You're going to have some... we drove to the other one, and it was closed. You couldn't get to it, so we got some cool-looking pictures from afar on the one we could see, and that's what you're seeing right here as we was driving down the road. And definitely interesting and close enough to home that I wouldn't mind maybe someday going back. So if you followed along on the build on the Omni, you would know that 366 days before this video here coming up was taken, The car was on the trailer to become a parts car, and it was on this exact section of road prior to this.
So 1 year ago today, the car we are currently in was being pulled by my car trailer right up this road. And today, 24 years after sitting, it is now driving up this road. Yes, it's rough as hell, but it's but we're good. Pretty exciting after it sat this long that it's now currently driving on the road it was trailered on last year.